Okay, everyone ready? Good evening and welcome to the Pascack Valley Regional High School District Board of Education meeting this April 28th, 2025. Roll call, please, Mr. Usami.
Mrs. Varghese,
Here.
Ms. Calderon,
Here.
Ms. Guzman,
Here.
Mrs. Huang,
Here.
Ms. Keller,
Here.
Mrs. Martin,
Here.
Mr. Stankus,
Present.
Ms. Steffens,
Present.
Mr. Weaver.
Here.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by mailing copies of said notice to the record, filing copies of said notice with the municipal clerks of Hillsdale, Montvale, Rivervale, and Woodcliff Lake, and publishing said notice in the record on August 26, 2024.
I would like to make a motion to enter into executive session to discuss personnel matters related to the superintendent.
So moved. Second.
Sorry.
We will be back in a few minutes. session. Yes, but I am going to read the resolution first. Thank you for waiting for us. I have two resolutions to read from the executive session. Resolution, whereas Dr. Sarah Bellotti, who is employed as the superintendent of schools for the Pascack Valley Regional High School District, has resigned from her position effective June 30th, 2025, whereas Bellotti will use her contractually allotted days for the period beginning April 28th, 2025. Whereas the board desires to resolve all issues between the parties, be it resolved that Bellotti shall be granted a leave of absence using her contractually allotted days from April 28, 2025 through June 30th, 2025. Be it further resolved that the board approves the release between the board and Bellotti. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please, Mr. Usami.
Ms. Calderon,
Yes.
Ms. Guzman,
Yes.
Mrs. Huang,
Yes.
Ms. Keller,
Yes.
Mrs. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Stankus,
Yes.
Ms. Steffens,
Yes.
Mr. Weaver,
Abstain.
Mrs. Varghese.
Yes. Second resolution. Whereas Dr. Sarah Bellotti, who is employed as a superintendent of schools for the Pascack Valley Regional High School District, has resigned from her position effective June 30th, 2025. Whereas Bellotti will use her contractually allotted days for the period beginning April 28, 2025. Whereas the Pascack Valley Regional High School Board of Education is desirous of employing an interim superintendent of schools for the period beginning May 1st, 2025, and ending no later than June 30th, 2026. Whereas Dirk Phillips is desirous of accepting employment as interim superintendent of schools, and whereas the employment agreement between the board and Phillips for the position of interim superintendent of schools for the district was submitted to and approved by the executive county superintendent according to the standards adopted by the Commissioner of Education pursuant to NJSA 18A 7-8, which are set forth in NJAC 6A 9-12. Be it resolved that the board hereby appoints Phillips as the interim superintendent of schools for the district for the period beginning May 1st, 2025 until no later than June 30th, 2026 at the per diem rate of $825 for each day that he is employed. Be it further resolved that the board approves the employment agreement with Phillips for the position of interim superintendent of schools for the foregoing period of appointment, which employment agreement is attached to this resolution and made a part thereof. Be it further resolved that the board hereby authorizes the board president and the board secretary / business administrator to execute the employment agreement on behalf of the board. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please, Mr. Usami.
Ms. Calderon,
Yes.
Ms. Guzman,
Yes.
Mrs. Huang,
Yes.
Ms. Keller,
Yes.
Mrs. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Stankus,
Yes.
Ms. Steffens,
Yes.
Mr. Weaver,
Yes.
Mrs. Varghese.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce our upcoming interim superintendent, Mr. Dirk Phillips. Next, we go on to routine matters. Monthly reports. We have the Post-Secondary Education Committee report by Elizabeth Calderon.
So I'll be quick because I know we have a lot to cover. So we had a really great first post-secondary education committee meeting on April 9th. We discussed a couple of topics. There were 6 of them. I'll just go through them really quickly. Expansion of the internship programs and partnerships with local businesses, leveraging alumni networks for mentorship and shadowing opportunities, mentor recruitment initiatives and community engagement, career guidance beyond college, including trade and vocational pathways, student success stories and program impact, marketing strategies for the internship program. We talked about the internship program will continue expanding connections with local businesses, hospitals, nonprofits, law firms, and governmental entities. There's definitely a need to develop stronger relationships with trade unions and vocational training centers. Alumni networks should be better leveraged for placement and shadowing opportunities. The guidance department we talked about, should shift focus from college counseling to career counseling. Early exposure to various career options should be provided to students, including vocational training and apprenticeships. Success stories highlighting students who found their career paths through internships, including those in trades and medical fields. We did have some action items to move forward on, and that was to explore the cost of implementing a web-based platform for tracking student outcomes and mentor ratings, organize a community-wide mentor recruitment initiative, potentially through an event similar to the back-to-school night for former mentors, incorporate more career guidance and counseling, not just college counseling, to help students explore all post-secondary options, and to reach out to the alumni network to identify professionals for placement and shadowing opportunities. And our next meeting is May 26th.
Thank you, Ms. Calderon. Next, we have the student reports. We have Andrew Varian first from Pascack Hills High School.
Good evening, everyone. First, I would like to begin my report with co-curricular items. So first, on the week of April 7th, Pascack Hills hosted its final Spirit Week and pep rally of the school year, leading up to spring break. So the themes for the Spirit Week were Monday was Pajama Day, Tuesday Concert T-shirt Day, Wednesday USA Day, Thursday Jersey versus Jersey Shore Day, and Friday Color War. Each grade competed against each other in spirit themes, with the seniors winning each day, so that was nice to see. And then the week ended with a pep rally, with each sport being honored, as well as games of musical chairs, a game of speedball, and a part 2 to the traditional Hills Twinkie eating contest. Overall, the pep rally was full of energy from students across all grades, leaving a positive start to student spring break. Second, on Wednesday, April 9th, Pascack Hills hosted its annual Talent Night, where students and teachers showcased their musical abilities and performed for all the parents, teachers, and students to watch. Performances consisted of jazz band, a surprise teacher duet between Mr. Killian and Mrs. Schwartzman, and a combined choir performance. Great job to everyone who participated. Next, on April 24th, the annual Pascack Hills Senior Fashion Show took place at the Pearl River Hilton, where the entire night was focused on the senior class. During the show, students got to dress up in correlation to themes of formal, night out, country, or casual. And throughout the night, groups of students walked down the runway with their friends, having fun, while teachers Mr. Sant and Mr. Gans told the audience about each senior and their future plans. The night concluded with a senior walkout one last time to the song All My Love by Noah Kahn, with a blue bandana in remembrance of our classmate Brooke Dryerman, who passed away in September of last year. Lastly, special thanks to the PFA for organizing this event. And then lastly, this past weekend, the Pascack Hills Concert Band and Chamber Choir traveled to Boston to participate in the World Strides Performing Arts Festival. Both ensembles represented the school with great pride and delivered outstanding performances overall. The Chamber Choir placed first, earning the Gold Award, while the Concert Band put on a strong performance and placed bronze or third place overall. And a special congratulations to Elijah Chen, who received the prestigious Maestro Award for his incredible solo performance. In addition to awards, Pascack Hills was also honored the Spirit Award, which is recognized to schools who displayed positivity, kindness, and respect towards fellow participants throughout the weekend. Moving on to athletic items. First, congratulations to the boys 4x100 relay team, which qualified to run in the prestigious Penn Relays on April 23rd. At the meet, the boys ran a very competitive time of 43.76 seconds, beating out some of the top schools in the country, so good job, boys. Secondly, congratulations to senior Taylor Pollock on reaching an incredible milestone, recording her 100th strikeout for Pascack Hills softball team. Taylor's achievement has been recognized by officials in North Jersey, and she's currently being nominated for North Jersey Player of the Week. And this season alone, she already tallied 50 strikeouts, recording 20 of her last strikeouts over the last 2 games. She is playing a crucial role in helping the Broncos secure a 4-game winning streak overall. And offensively, the girls have been making significant strides at the plate with Amelia Alvarez, who is leading the team in hitting percentage of a 359 batting average. Her ability on the plate shows a true mentorship even for a sophomore, which is very impressive. And then after facing some challenges throughout the season, Pascack Hills softball has shown resilience and determination while improving each game and are currently on a 4-game win streak. So good job overall, and congrats to Taylor. Lastly, the Pascack Hills boys lacrosse team has kicked off their season with an impressive start of a 6-4 overall record, and even more notably, the team remains undefeated in the Cullen division, putting them at first place and the #1 contender for their league title this season. Leading the team is senior attack CJ Driver, who has impressive 29 goals and 20 assists on the season so far, with junior standout Logan Nassau, who has 20 goals and 11 assists this season. This dynamic duo has the team growing confidence and leading the Broncos to overall success. Next, for academic awards, congratulations to Zoe Green, Alexa Ornstein, Robin Song, Maddie Espinoza, Nina Indugula, Stephanie Yang, and Agrima Verma, who were recently selected to attend and participate in the prestigious exhibition phase ISEF Terra North Jersey Regional Science Fair, which is a highly competitive science fair program. Congratulations to Agrima and Alexa, who placed 3rd in their competitive category for bioinformatics and computational biology, where their projects demonstrated exceptional understanding in their field. Additionally, congratulations to Zoe Green, who achieved the 2nd place overall in her category of animal sciences. And further congratulations to Agrima Verma, who also earned 1st place in the category of human genetics and received a $200 reward for her place. Once again, congratulations to everyone who participated. Lastly, for my fun fact, Ms. Horn and Mr. Chericello recently had the honor of attending the prestigious Heroes Democracy Gala in New York City, which is a celebration of individuals and organizations committed to defending and advocating for democratic values in our society. They were invited by special guest Uriel Epstein, who is a proud Pascack Hills graduate of 2010, who currently serves as the CEO of the Renew Democracy Initiative. And the New Democracy Initiative is a nonprofit organization that envisions a world where forces of freedom are united under the authoritarianism is a retreat to working tirelessly to promote democratic principles both at home and abroad. Uriel was an active member on the debate team with Ms. Horn and showed some exceptional skills at the gala, where he honored a lot of guests and attendees and played a crucial role in helping the United States play as a beacon of freedom and democracy across the globe as well. His words captured many people throughout the evening, highlighted the power of free society to inspire change of resistant oppression. Ms. Horn had the privilege of being Uriel's AP U.S. history teacher and debate coach, while Mr. Chericello served as his high school guidance counselor during his time at Hills. And lastly, for my joke of the day, in honor of it being so warm and nice outside, what did the ocean say to the beach? Nothing, it just waved. Thank you, and that concludes my board report for April 2025.
Thank you, Andrew. Next, we have Madeline Wu, who's sitting in for Ella Goakley from Pascack Valley High School.
This is my April report for Valley. Starting with classroom items, the PV Jazz Band performed the Jazz at Lincoln Center, essentially Ellington Festival at Newark Academy on April 12th. They heard bands from New Jersey, New York, and Georgia, and worked with world-class instructors. This was great preparation for their upcoming performance at the NJ State Jazz Finals on May 3rd at Metuchen High School. In addition, the PV Symphonic Band hosted Georgette Middle School and Holdrum Middle School, as well as Dr. Thomas Macaulay for an inter-district band day on April 8th. All three bands performed individually and had the opportunity to work with Dr. Macaulay, who presented excellent insight into band performance. The three bands combined for a performance that featured over 100 musicians on stage. Lastly, the PV Spring Band concert is Thursday, May 8th. The concert will feature the PV Symphonic Band, the PV Jazz Band, and the Chamber Jazz Ensemble, so make sure to catch that. Moving on to co-curricular items. So first, the PV Theater is proud to announce that they have received 15 nominations in the Montclair State University's Foxy Awards, honoring high school plays and musicals. Included among the nominations are Outstanding Production of a Devised Play, the Risk-Taking and Direction Awards for our directors Tom and Mariel Lupfer, and student nominations for AJ Junis Baeva, Sophia Lambrinos, Michael Dugan, Riley Alexander, Mai Takwani, Eddie Edgars, and the ensemble of When This Is Over in High School Musical and the stage crew of Cinderella. Congratulations to all who are nominated. Next, the PVB Club and Mrs. Lindstrom hosted a honey tasting class for Bring Your Child to Work Day. Children learned all about how nectar is harvested and how honey is made and stored in the hive and extracted. They tasted over 200 different New Jersey honey samples and gained a broad perspective on how honey varied from region and forage. In addition, the Environmental Club and Habitat for Humanity Club did a Sapienza garden cleanup together today, Monday, April 28th. It was to promote the removal of litter on our school grounds, especially as it's close to Earth Day. And thank you to all who helped with this cleanup. Finally, the PV Interact Club partnered with the Lasagna Love organization to prepare a wholesome meal for a local family in need. Additionally, they will be helping with the preparation, planting, and upkeep of the courtyard garden at Valley throughout the remainder of the school year. Moving on to athletic items, the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame announced the recipients of the 2025 Morgan Wooden Award for Lifetime Achievement in Coaching High School Basketball. Coach Jeff Jasper is one of this year's recipients of this prestigious award. The Elks Hoop Shot presents the award named after Morgan Wooden, who dedicated 46 years to leading DeMatha Catholic High School in Hyattsville, Maryland. Wooden is one of only 5 high school coaches enshrined in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. The annual award recognizes 2 outstanding high school basketball coaches, one for girls basketball, one for boys basketball. John Aldeleva, president and CEO of the Basketball Hall of Fame, stated, start quote, "Congratulations to Jeff Jasper, the 2025 recipient of the Morgan Wooden Award for Lifetime Achievement in Coaching High School Basketball. Coach Jasper's dedication and excellence in coaching exemplify Morgan Wooden's enduring legacy in the sport. Beyond Coach Jasper's remarkable success on the court, his unwavering commitment has profoundly shaped the lives of his student athletes. His influence extends far beyond basketball, inspiring future generations, leaving a lasting impact on his team and community." Jasper has been a trailblazer in New Jersey's high school basketball since 1971, leading Pascack Valley High School girls basketball program to historic success. With over 1,100 career wins, he holds the title of winningest girls basketball coach in New Jersey history. Jasper has led Pascack Valley to 6 New Jersey state titles, 14 state sectional titles, and 34 league championships. In 2024, Jasper was honored with the inaugural Lifetime Achievement Award for the New Jersey Basketball Coaches Association, further cementing his legacy as one of the most accomplished and respected coaches in sports history, end quote. The Morgan Wooden Award recipients are selected among a national committee of Hall of Famers, national high school media members, tournament directors, and others who have made substantial contributions to the game. Coach Jasper received the 2025 Morgan Wooden Award for Lifetime Achievement in Coaching High School Basketball on April 1st at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn as part of the pregame festivities for the 2025 McDonald's All-American Game. Congratulations to Coach Jasper on this remarkable achievement. Moving on to the second one. PV's spring athletic teams are having remarkable seasons, with several of our teams being ranked at the top 10 for all of North Jersey. Good luck to all of the teams as they get ready for upcoming county and state tournaments, and be sure to head out to support our spring teams. And moving on to my fun fact. Pascack Valley Class Councils hosted its annual Class Cause Week. The Cause Week was a tremendous success, beginning with a PSA video highlighting the format of each council's cause. The week focused on each council raising awareness and funds for their causes, as well as participating in a school-wide cornhole tournament hosted by the Exec Council, with all the proceeds going to each of the causes' grades. Thank you to the PV community for the continued support for the Class Council Cause Week. And unfortunately, I don't have a joke, but this concludes my report to the Board of Ed.
Thank you, Madeline. Next, we have the minutes from the March 20th, 25 Regional Retreat, April 7th, 2025 regular meeting, executive meeting session, and 2 executive sessions, actually. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please, Mr. Usami.
Ms. Calderon,
Yes.
Ms. Guzman,
Yes.
Mrs. Huang,
Yes.
Ms. Keller,
Yes.
Mrs. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Stankus,
Yes.
Ms. Steffens,
Yes.
Mr. Weaver,
Abstain March 20, yes to April 7th.
Mrs. Varghese.
Yes. Next, we have National Teacher Appreciation Week, whereas the week of May 4th, 2025 has been designated as National Teacher Appreciation Week, and now therefore be it resolved that the Pascack Valley Regional High School District Board of Education recognizes all faculty members from Pascack Hills High School, Pascack Valley High School, the Park Academy Program, and the Milestone Program for their outstanding efforts and for their dedication to the students of our district. We appreciate you.
Resolution, so you need some kind of vote. You could do a voice vote.
Can we just do a regular vote?
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? It's a resolution.
So apparently we have to do a vote on this.
You could do a voice vote.
We could do a voice vote. So all in favor? All in favor say aye. Aye. All not in favor say
Opposed.
opposed. No one.
Motion
Okay.
passed.
Motion passed. Can she? Yes.
I just personally want to thank all of the staff members, teachers, custodians, administrators, counselors, for all you do for our children, our community. They would be lost without you, and they have no idea how lucky they are to have you, so thank you.
Next, we have the 2025-2026 budget hearing presented by Cynthia Kirk. You did good.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Yas. So tonight I'll be presenting on the proposed 2025-2026 budget. I just want to let everyone know that this is a more streamlined version of the original presentation from March 17th, where we went into further detail on current year highlights as well as enhancements in curriculum in more detail. If anyone would like to see any more of that presentation, you can always refer back to our minutes or the YouTube video. So tonight we're going to focus on the financial aspects of the proposed budget. First, our budget process. So in August and September, the board superintendent and school business administrator began dialogue on the budget. Budget managers submitted their budget requests by November 27th to the school business administrator and superintendent. The superintendent and school business administrator reviewed the budget requests and created the tentative budget back in December. The finance committee and board are kept abreast of significant increases in health insurance, salary, benefits, and anything that will challenge the budget that occurs between January and March. The board approved the tentative budget again on March 17th. The school business administrator, Mr. Usami, submitted that budget to the county office on March 18th. The county office approved the tentative budget on April 10th. And tonight, April 28th, the board sets the final budget for Board of Education vote. Our budget priorities. First is to support the district vision, to create a culture of innovation, inquiry, and individuality, that promotes achievement and choice by cultivating the skills needed to compete and collaborate as ethical and responsible global citizens. Second is to support the district mission. The mission of the Pascack Valley Regional High School District is to prepare our students for successful college and/or career experiences with the needed mindset, skills, structure, and knowledge to accomplish that goal. Curricular proposals for the upcoming budget year. A new pilot course in music, honors band and choir. Implementation of new required state curriculum standards. Supplemental programs for ELL learners. Professional development for AP and other programs. And expanded use of AI training and usage. Other proposals included in our budget are expanding the use of Gemini AI in the classroom, partnering with Insight Health to provide specialized mental health services and foster a safe and supportive learning environment, and also the addition of 17 new clubs between both schools. 2025-2026 staffing. There are no staffing additions budgeted for the upcoming year. 2 positions will not be replaced. One is a social studies teacher due to retirement effective July 1 of 25, and the other is a support staff media assistant due to retirement effective November 1st of 2025. So this year we have budgeted one major capital project. It is the replacement of the Media Center rooftop unit at Pascack Valley High School. The cost is again $1.6 million, and we are funding that through a withdrawal from our capital reserve. This slide shows our total sources of revenue for the upcoming budget year. You'll see that 85% of our revenue is generated by the local tax levy, including debt service, at $59.6 million. 3% of our budget is allocated from capital, maintenance, and emergency reserve withdrawals. This year we're using 2.6 approximately amount of fund balance, which is equal to 4% of our budget. That's surplus from prior year that is used to support the upcoming budget. Our tuition revenue is anticipated to increase. We're budgeting an increase this year, totaling $767,000 of tuition revenue, which accounts for 1% of our budget. Miscellaneous revenue, again at 1% of our budget, approximately $843,000. Miscellaneous revenue includes interest earned on our bank accounts, also smaller items such as fees from the internship program, facilities usage, and other items, and also our regional curriculum office. Federal and state aid account for 6% of our budget this year at almost $4 million. Thank you, Yas. We did receive a state aid increase of 6% this year. This gives us a total revenue budget of $69.9 million. This slide shows our expenditures for the upcoming budget year. You'll see that $19.5 million are budgeted to instruction for regular programs. Employee benefits make up $10.3 million of our budget. Our support services, which include guidance, CST, nursing, and other items, are approximately $8 million. Operations and maintenance account for $6.7 million of our budget. That has to do with our buildings and the maintenance and upkeep for those facilities. Tuition expenditures, this is funds that we use to send some of our students to programs outside of the district. That would be for special education programs, as well as Bergen Academies and Bergen Technical Schools. Administrative support is $3.9 million. That includes costs from the superintendent's office, the business office, technology, and also the principal's offices. Transportation is budgeted at $3.7 million. Athletics at just over $2 million. Co-curricular activities are just under $675,000. Capital outlay, as previously discussed, 1.6 million of that is the project for the PV rooftop unit. And we also budget interest deposits into our maintenance, emergency, and capital reserve accounts of $7,000. Total expenditures, $67,033,132. This slide shows those expenditures in a pie chart format. You'll see that 29.1% of our costs are allocated to regular instruction. Employee benefits account for 15.5% of our budget. Support services at 12%. Operations and maintenance at 10.1%. Tuition is 8.4% of our expenditures, and the percentages go down by category from there. On this slide, we wanted to take those same expenditures and regroup them to show a couple of different highlighted items. The first one is salaries. You'll see that salaries for the district are approximately $36.3 million, and employee benefits related to those salaries and employees are $10.3 million. Services, which include some special education services, audit, and legal, would be at $5.8 million. Again, tuition approximately $5.6 million. Transportation remains at $3.6 million. The costs of supplies and textbooks are $1.5 million. And utilities are budgeted at $1.1 million. And just a note that we are expecting a utilities increase of 17% for this upcoming year. And capital outlay is already discussed at $1.7 million. This pie chart shows the regrouped expenditures and their percentages. So you can see that salaries make up 54% of our budget and employee benefits at 15.5%. So just under 70% of our budget goes to salary and benefits. Services account for 8.8% and tuition is 8.4%, and the percentages go down from there. So our 25-26 budget is $57,582,399. This is a 3.42% increase over last year. This percentage includes the use of the healthcare adjustment, which is allowed by law, to offset costs for the increase in healthcare expenses. That amount, again, $792,397 included in our budget. Other contributing factors to the increases in costs over the 24-25 budget include increased costs for special ed programs and services, operation and maintenance increases, as well as increases in athletics and co-curricular expenditures. So this question comes up a lot, so we always like to address it during each budget presentation. Why is there a difference among the sending districts in the amount of taxes needed to support the regional budget? The formula for tax sharing among the sending districts is strictly governed by New Jersey education law. The Board of Education has no taxing authority. The tax formula is based on taxable property, wealth, and student enrollment. A calculation is performed each year by the state to arrive at the municipality's tax levy. This is called percent share. So this slide shows our tax levy, the $59,659,299, and the percent share for each municipality and the allocated dollar amount to that percent share. You'll see that the percentages do vary, and Hillsdale this year has the lowest percent share at 22.745%, and Montvale is the highest at 26.683%. And we did want to note that the total tax levy, including the debt service, is actually 3.3%. So when you add the debt service and account for that, it actually makes the percentage appear slightly lower because the debt service increase does not increase as much as other expenditures in the future year. So it brings that percentage down. This slide shows the tax impact on each of the municipalities based on the average assessed home. So in Hillsdale, the average assessed home is $476,683. The 2025 tax would be $3,774 for an annual increase of $121.21 or $10.10 per month. In Montvale, the average assessed home is $549,603. The 2025 tax, $3,770 for an estimated annual increase of 38 cents or 3 cents per month. In Rivervale, the average assessed home is $592,000. The 2025 tax, $3,949. Estimated annual increase, $54.95 or $458 per month. And finally, Woodcliff Lake with an average assessed home of $944,047. 2025 tax of $5,852. The estimated annual increase, $59.59 or a per month of $4.97. So on this slide, we always like to include a tax impact history. This gives a snapshot of the fluctuations between the increases and decreases by municipality each year. We find this helpful to provide so we can show that these percentages and dollar figures do tend to change and increase or decrease on a year-over-year basis. Does the board have any questions?
Cindy,
Yes.
can we get a copy of the presentation?
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kirk.
You're welcome.
Next, we have comments from the public. Citizens are invited to make comments regarding agenda items and are limited to 3 minutes according to the Pascack Valley Regional High School District Board of Education Policy Number 0167. Persons wishing to speak must, upon being recognized, rise, sign in, and state their name, town of residence, and which agenda item they are referencing. Anyone have comments on an agenda item? No. Okay. Next, we have 2 consent agenda items for policy. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please, Mr. Usami.
Ms. Calderon,
Yes.
Ms. Guzman,
Yes.
Mrs. Huang,
Yes.
Ms. Keller,
Yes.
Mrs. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Stankus,
Yes.
Ms. Steffens,
Yes.
Mr. Weaver,
Yes.
Mrs. Varghese.
Yes. Next, we have human resources, for which we have 20. Say it again?
There's the supplemental.
But that's 9, 10, 11. 20 consent agenda items. Yeah.
Supplemental replaces, right?
The supplemental we add onto that?
No, just replace.
Replaced it. Okay. So there is a supplemental that replaces numbers 9 through 12. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
One item buried in here that I think deserves special mention is that we are appointing a new business administrator this evening, right? So congratulations to Cynthia on your anticipated appointment. I don't know, Yas, how big are your shoes?
Oh, no, I have small feet.
You have small feet? All right, you're going to do great then. All right.
Roll call, please, Mr. Usami.
Ms. Calderon,
Yes.
Ms. Guzman,
Yes.
Mrs. Huang,
Yes.
Ms. Keller,
A reluctant but very happy yes.
Mrs. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Stankus,
Yes.
Ms. Steffens,
Yes.
Mr. Weaver,
Yes.
Mrs. Varghese.
Yes. Next, we have finance, for which we have 29 consent agenda items. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? Roll call, please, Mr. Usami.
Ms. Calderon,
Yes.
Ms. Guzman,
Yes.
Mrs. Huang,
Yes.
Ms. Keller,
Yes.
Mrs. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Stankus,
I'm not at that page yet. Okay. Yes.
Ms. Steffens,
Yes.
Mr. Weaver,
Yes.
Mrs. Varghese.
Yes. Next, we have old business. Any old business to discuss?
Just want to thank you to the establishment of the class of 1974 alumni scholarship, and as well as all the number of donations that were given to us. That's it.
New business? Next, we have comments from the public. Citizens are invited to make comments and are limited to 3 minutes, according to the Pascack Valley Regional High School District Board of Education Policy Number 0167. Persons wishing to speak must, upon being recognized, rise, sign in, state their name and town of residence. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Etty Eggers. I'm from Montvale. I am also a theater kid here for the moment at Hills, and me and a couple other people are here today to kind of make our claim as to why we think that the program should be re-separated for the coming school year instead of staying together for the 2 years as planned. I'm going to start with some numbers, because that's what I did. With a combined program, the number of physical roles were limited. So on the Hills side, for Cinderella, according to Concord Theatricals, which is the licensing company, there are 9 roles in the show Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella, which I know I saw some of you at. And we had a total cast of 21. This meant that 42.9% of the cast had a highlighted or featured role, or a role at all. Though for the combined program for the spring musical, Legally Blonde, according to MTI, which is the licensing company for Legally Blonde, that show only has 7 roles. But with the amazing turnout we had for a cast, we had 44 students. That left 15% of the cast with a role, which is a huge difference from the almost 45% that Cinderella was. On the crew side of things, we had a 85.7% decrease in Hill's participation in crew. We went from 36 students to 5, from Cinderella to Legally Blonde, which is a lot, especially for one relatively small program. I also want to talk about, I know I'm moving pretty fast, but I also want to talk about leadership. With the Pascack Hills players, the way that our program was set up allowed many students to be able to hold leadership positions and make the program their own, which was amazing for so many of us. I myself was the student assistant director to our old director, Allison. But overall, in the past 5 or so years, the Pascack Hills players offered 34 different leadership positions, ranging from stage managers, assistant stage managers, lighting, scenic, dance captains, house managers. It can keep going, but There's a lot. Compared to the past 5 years of PV Theater, they had 18 leadership positions, which is, it's a different program. Things are run differently, and I entirely understand. My main concern is that with the new Pascack Theater, there was not any increase in leadership opportunities for the merger. So there were still 18 of exactly the same leadership positions. So that led to a 47% decrease in student leadership despite a larger company, which personally impacted me and many others as the role that I had didn't move over, which I know it might, like, not all directors like working with a student as an assistant director, and I understand that. But very little was done to work with me to figure out somewhere where I would be really happy. Instead, I was pushed into this role that there were aspects that I loved, but there was a lot to be said, a lot to be left wanted. The one more number bit that I have is the average weekly rehearsal hours. So for Cinderella, the total show rehearsed for about 176 hours, which is a lot. But it was broken up to about 14.6 hours a week. We had 4 days a week of 3-hour rehearsals. Legally Blonde, on the other hand, rehearsed for 280 hours total, with 23.3 hours per week as the average, which, coming from a Hills student, it was too much for a lot of us. And to move past the numbers as my time is coming to a close, as a concerned student, I'm scared for the future of this program, because after 2 years, it might not be too much for many of you sitting at this table, but for us, it's half of high school. I'm scared that, I'm saying if the programs ever get separated again, that Hills culture will have been lost. And it was something that made me find my place in high school. And I would be so upset if other kids never got that chance, because the program is either no longer or unrecognizable. If you guys have any questions about numbers, I can answer them, or I can turn my time to someone else.
It's not typical, but when one of our students comes, absolutely.
So first, congratulations on your Honor Society appointment.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just maybe not for dialogue back and forth, but I would be interested to learn more about how the program runs when they're independent, and then how they ran when they were combined, like historical Pascack Hills and historical Pascack Valley. Like, is there always just one show per year, and this year there were 2 shows? I'm looking for that history just to learn more.
Absolutely. So we have a digital proposal for the re-separation, which is what I was looking at. We do have a digital one available to you guys, which has student and alumni letters in it, as well as that sort of thing of, like, it has all of the Hills history. It has the main differences, and you'll see in a lot of the letters the differences in culture and in, do you want to walk them around? The differences in culture and all those sort of differences between the Hills program and the combined program.
Excellent.
So that is available on there.
Thank you very
It's
much.
a beefy, almost 70 pages.
It's Miss Eggers, right? Miss
Yeah.
Eggers?
Yes.
Very well spoken.
Thank you.
I appreciate the initiative that you just took and all this research. I am very impressed. I would love if you would please email that to the board, because then we can all take a look at it. But very impressive.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This is it.
I'm sorry, I'm aging myself. I did not realize there was a QR code right in front of me. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Riley Alexander. I'm a current senior at Pascack Hills High School, and I'm also the head director for the Fieldstone Middle School Spring Musical. It's a very unique program that Hills offers to work with the local middle school just up the road to produce their spring musical. We're going into our 8th year, I believe. We're presenting Frozen Junior this year. This has been in the works since 2018 when the high schoolers came to the Board of Ed and asked if they would be able to run the program after the past director had stepped down. It's a very unique situation that we have and a very rewarding program. And with the continued combination of Pascack Hills Theater and Pascack Valley Theater, it's not likely that it would be able to continue, which is something that is very upsetting to me as it hits very close to home. I joined the program in my fifth grade year of middle school, and now I'm the head director, so I've been with it for a very long time. I've seen it grow and change, and it's just amazing to see all the kids blossom through it. A quote from a current 7th grader at Fieldstone is, "Drama at FMS is one of the things that I look forward to every week. The people there are so kind and supportive, and without them, I don't think I would do this club. I can't wait to be a senior and come back to coach myself." So clearly, I mean, sitting as a 5th grader, I remember thinking how excited I was to come back and coach with them as well. And my sophomore year, when I was approached asking if I would like to help out, it was an immediate yes. But unfortunately, as he brought up with the numbers of rehearsals, it was not possible for us to hold rehearsals that was needed to produce the show. In the past, Pascack Hills has rehearsed from 6 to 9 weekly for the musical and fall play hours. With Pascack Theater, it was always after school, typically 3 to 5, sometimes later with Saturday rehearsals. With that being said, it was unlikely to hold middle school rehearsals from 3 to 5 as it always was. And it's not ideal for middle school parents to hear that they want their kids being held at the school from 6 to 9. So it was not ideal to switch the hours. All of March for Legally Blonde was considered a no conflict month. So no conflicts were allowed at all, and you had to be at all rehearsals. That was a non-negotiable. So it was set that there was no rehearsal date allowed for the Fieldstone show. So that's an entire month left. And currently our show this year is going to be on May 1st through the 3rd. So that was a very scary thing to hear as a director. And since all of the students who run the program are through theater, they are also involved in Legally Blonde. So there was no one really to watch over the kids. And so it was very scary to hear. It's a very special program. And a lot of the kids are nervous. The middle schoolers are nervous going into high school because from their point of view, they already have to merge with another school from Woodcliff Lake. And I remember feeling how scary that was, that there's going to be a whole nother school of new kids. And coming into theater thinking there's going to be 3 other schools that you don't know anyone. It's very intimidating. And it's put some of them off the idea of going into theater, which is something you don't want to hear at all after. It's something that has meant so much to me, as it's helped me meet the most incredible people in the world and find a passion that I love. So it's a very special program, and knowing that it might not be able to run in a couple years is something that I don't want to hear. So I know you said it's unlikely that you do usually a dialogue back and forth, but I could entertain any questions if anyone has.
You again are a student, so we will make an exception. Does anyone have questions for Ms. Alexander?
I just have a comment. So impressive. Thank you for all you do for the community and the fact that you're able to keep it together. I'm very proud of you. So
Thank you so much.
I appreciate your personal emotion, and I just love when students come to talk to us and we can hear how much certain things mean to them. So I appreciate you coming to do that.
I think hopefully you all have been to administration as well within the schools.
Yes.
And I'm sure they will help guide the decision-making process, right? But I remember back when the Solomon's son came to speak to the board about just the condition of the auditorium, right? And I think when the students came, it really had an impact on the board and really drove that decision-making towards, what we needed to do to make funds available to provide a state-of-the-art facility. Hills Auditorium looks great. I know the work at Valley is going to be starting soon. But the fact that you all came out tonight to, to share your thoughts and opinions and proposals, which I think is most important, is appreciated. And hopefully we can do what we need to do to make sure everybody's happy, right? All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jupiter Tammany. I'm from Montvale, and I will also be talking about why I think that we should separate the programs again. The separation of the theater programs means so much to me because we were promised a fair combining of the two schools, and it was more so Hills joining Valley, and our culture from Hills was being erased, which I think is a really sad thing to have seen and been through. We were given, at Hills, we were given so many learning opportunities to be a leader in the cast, and students were able to get bigger roles because it was a smaller cast and because the hours that we had were so flexible for everyone from like varsity sports to robotics were able to come and participate. The hours of Legally Blonde were so much that a lot of kids were sadly forced to choose between their varsity sport and theater, which they care so much about, but unfortunately they had to choose. And it was really disappointing to see all of those kids. I mean, as Etty said, the percentage of the crew kids that left was devastating. I'm currently the stage manager and assistant crew chief, and it was so sad to see all of my Hills friends and people that I've made along the years leave because of how bad the schedules were to work around their other lives. And just to reiterate how some of the hours were, I was here at Pascack Valley from 3 p.m. after school to 11 p.m. Working, and sometimes I would only get a 15-minute break. Although I love theater very much, the program at Hills was so much different, and it allowed so many opportunities for all of us to learn and grow. I am also open to any questions if you all have any.
Did you, not you specifically, but did students voice their opinion on the hardship of of how much time was involved?
I believe they did in the letters. I know I wrote a letter and spoke more about that.
Okay. Any questions? Thank you so much. I appreciate your perspective.
Hello, my name is Evie Eggers, and although I'm sure we are all bored of education by now, I wanted to add to the discussion about the Pascack Theater Program. I am a freshman at Pascack Hills and a member of the Pascack Theater Program. Prior to that, however, I was in the Fieldstone Middle School Theater Program for 3 years. That program had been run by a group of Hill students, including Riley Alexander, since 2018, and has always been an amazing experience for the kids in that school, including me. When I first started theater, I had no idea what I was doing. It was my first audition, my first rehearsals, my first tech week, my first show. The Hill students, knowing this and knowing how horrifying it can be to go on stage for the first time, were able to walk me through the entire process. This support and community helped me fall in love with acting and made me want to pursue theater outside of school and maybe even professionally in the future. I feel like without the Hill students running the program, that I would not love acting as much as I do now. The community that they created also helped me in other points of my life. Whenever I was feeling down or just had a really bad day at school, I was always able to walk into the cafetorium of my middle school after school and hang out with my friends doing something I truly enjoyed, and looking forward to the day where I would be able to provide the same support, community, and experience that I was able to receive with the Hill students. This year, the theater programs merged, as you all know by now. This made it virtually impossible for the Hill students to run the program and the way that the Pascack Theater is run. If Pascack Theater continues to exist, then the Hill students will likely be unable to run the program at Fieldstone Middle School next year, resulting in a loss of community not only at Pascack Hills, but at Fieldstone Middle School as well. I urge you to reconsider the combined theater program. These communities cannot be lost. Thank you. I'm also open to any questions. I just remembered that.
Does anyone have any questions?
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Anyone else with comment?
Hi there, my name's Carrie Solomon. I'm from Montvale, and I am the parent of two 2022 Hills alumni. And they are not able to be here right now because they are doing their study abroad semester. And but I would like to kind of give you a glimpse of kind of some of the futures and of some of the folks that are here and kind of what the culture and leadership opportunities that were so beautifully spoken about by Etty and Jupiter and Evie and Riley. And I just want to kind of give you a glimpse of to kind of what that does and, you know, a few years down the road for these folks. I want to speak specifically about my son, Aaron, who did have, he was able to kind of seize the opportunities that were in the theater program and carved out a role for himself in the production side of theater. And shortly after graduating high school, he then moved into positions with the Rockland Boulders, doing ticket management and box office management, and now is working with his university's event services program. And his university is flying him to school in a couple of weeks so that he can stage manage the commencement ceremonies. So, and then he's also looking forward to a summer internship at UBS Arena on Long Island. So these are experiences that would not be possible without the experience he had at Hills doing production and kind of filling the holes that were left that in maybe some other schools' programs are either done by professionals or done by the directors. So I just kind of wanted to give you that little glimpse of kind of what is possible, and that's just the experience that I got to witness through my son, and wanted to share that with you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Devin Alexander. I'm from Montvale, and I'm Riley's mom. So I stand here as a very proud mom to ask to please bring back the Pascack Hills Theater Program the way that we've had it in the past. I'm a mom of 3. My oldest is Kyler. He graduated in 2023. And in high school, he played football, he wrestled, and he was in band. So he was a very busy young man. The fact that the program allowed for these opportunities to still take place after school and then be a part of theater was crucial to my son's overall development in that he found his true passion in life. He is now a sophomore at Montclair State University, and he is majoring in DTM, which is Design Technical Management. He's found his true passion in life, and it was only because how the program was set up at Hills that he was really able to explore that. I have two daughters, Riley and my younger one, Kelsey. They both do theater as well. And believe it or not, once upon a time, Riley was a very shy child. And to think that she would stand up here and speak before all of you, I could not imagine. But theater has absolutely given her her wings, and she has found so many things in life. She runs cross country. She is part of the yearbook and the newspaper. She actually is also a peer leader. And she ran the Martin Luther King Community Service Day, where she ran a group of adults performing and taking place in building connections to the community. So the fact that she can do all of this, I have to attribute it back to theater. And the fact that she can also participate in all of these things is because of how the program ran. We started off with Pascack Hills and Pascack Valley student advisors sharing with us all these amazing accolades that these kids are doing. And we, of course, want to see that so that when they become juniors and seniors and they're putting forth together their college applications and they're going to then put themselves out there as a possible candidate for colleges and universities, we want them to have that ability to showcase their many, many talents. And, of course, just to be a high school kid and experience all these wonderful things and discover who they are inside. So I am concerned with the current state of the merged programs, that it's losing that. I know, just speaking into the crew side of things, having that small, intimate setting is crucial. Just the sheer numbers, which is wonderful. We have two thriving programs, one at Hills, one at Valley. We've got the numbers. We've got these kids that want to participate. And I would really hate to see that we're losing kids. An 87% deduction in participation is very upsetting as a parent. And I'm hoping that we can bring back the Pascack Hills Theater program so that both Valley and Hills students can thrive and really have that small, intimate, small group experience that will hopefully teach them who they are so they can learn and go forward with their own wings. Thank you for your attention
you.
and for listening.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, and welcome to our new interim superintendent. You're getting a crash course on the theater program here, so welcome to the theater program. My name is Elizabeth Glugler. I'm from Montvale, and I am the proud parent of two theater kids. Our Eddie is in the 11th grade and loves to shine behind the scenes, and well, you saw Evie. She likes to shine on the stage. First, I want to talk to you tonight about the history of the Pascack Hills Players. It's not a new, just got here program. This program has been building and growing for decades. Building traditions, building community, brick by brick, player by player. Did you know that Pascack Hills' first show was a combined production of Oklahoma back in 1965, the year Pascack Hills opened? But 1 year later, Pascack Hills performed Bye Bye Birdie on their own, and there has been a musical every single solitary year since then, even during COVID, when a whole group of kids performed Sister Act Under the Stars in the Hills Amphitheater. We cannot get rid of the Pascack Hills Players because it took 59 years to build it, everyone. 59 years. Second, I want to talk to you for a minute about the legacy of this program. I was the lucky person who got to talk to so many of the alums that you'll see their letters in the proposal. And I know there's a lot of letters. I urge you to read them. There's a ton of them. Some of them are very long. You'll feel the passion, so I promise that it'll be worth it to read the letters. You'll hear from a little girl whose teacher couldn't believe that this shy kid in her class was up there singing and dancing up on the stage. Or a football kid who found a place to express himself in a whole different way and found a whole new piece of himself. I kept hearing the same things over and over and over. This program let me be me. This program is where I met my people. I have used those skills I learned in theater every day and in every job I've ever had. The truth is that our kids deserve to have a theater program of their own in their own school. The Hills kids and the Valley kids, not just one program for our district. Please do not take the theater program away from our kids. Lastly, we were told that one of the biggest reasons for combining these programs was the loss of our beloved director. And so we went out and found some candidates you'll see in the proposal. We found some potential candidates who are qualified and excited, and they would love to be our next theater team. Please see the link to their professional and their theater resumes inside of the proposal. If these aren't the right candidates, we will find the administration more. If they want 10, we'll find them 10 to interview. If they want 20, we'll find them 20 to interview. There are people out there who will run our program. There are amazing, amazing candidates. We have outlined in our proposals ways to share the theater next year. Valley was so gracious to bring us in this year when our theater was being renovated. We want to share our theater with them next year, and we are happy to do that and work that out together. It is time to give the Hills kids their program back. If we don't separate these programs now, we are making the decision to have one program for this district. With the changed name, the changing of the website, the purchasing of merchandise, this seems like far more than a temporarily combined program, but instead a permanent combination Pascack Theater. That is the decision that is in your hands and in our administrators' hands. If this decision is for each school to have their own theater program, then it needs to be now. The administration and the kids need to interview and hire their new directors, start to bond and work together in the fall so that they're ready for the spring musical. They need to start the hard work of building their program back up, because you've heard the statistics, building the cast back up and the decimated crew. The decision is now. Now is the time to make the decision. So on April 2nd, a whole group of kids and parents sat down with all our administrators, with Dr. Bellotti, with Principal Whelan, with Principal Puccio, and brought this beautiful proposal and all of these statements to the ground. But we're running out of time. We are at the end of April. And if we don't take the next steps now, it's going to be the fall. And so the time to bring Hill's program, the time is now. I also have a physical copy of the proposal. I'm bringing it right to you. But pass around.
Anyone else? Okay. We do not have to enter into executive session because we don't need one. So can I get a motion to adjourn?
Second. Thank you.
Any objections? No, I'm just kidding. We are adjourned.